What if I told you that your 3 p.m. cookie craving isn't a willpower problem at all? What if I told you there's a biological switch inside your body, one that most doctors never talk about, that's been flipped to crave mode probably for years? And what if I told you that in the next 21 days you could flip that switch back to off without going on a crazy diet, without counting a single calorie, and without that miserable white knuckle feeling? Most people think sugar cravings are about discipline. They are dead wrong. And by the end of this video, you will understand exactly why you crave sugar, how to stop it naturally, and why one specific oil, yes, an oil, changes everything. But I'm not telling you which one yet. Stay with me. I'm Dr. Leonid Kim. Here's what most people don't realize. Your sugar craving is not happening in your mouth. It's not happening in your sweet tooth. It's happening in your brain, your gut, and your blood. Let me explain this in the simplest way possible. Imagine your body as a house. Sugar is like a cheap, fast-burning firewood. It gives you a big, bright flame for about 20 minutes. Then it dies out. And suddenly, the house is cold again. So what does your body do? It screams for more firewood. That scream is your craving. Now, most people try to solve this by just saying no to the firewood. But the house is still cold. The fire is still out. So the craving gets louder and louder until you give in. This is why willpower fails. Every single time. But this is where it gets interesting. There is a system inside your body called the insulin-glucose roller coaster. When you eat sugar or refined carbs, white bread, pasta, soda, even that healthy granola, your blood sugar spikes. Your pancreas releases insulin to bring it down. But insulin often overcorrects. It drops your blood sugar too low. And when your blood sugar crashes, your brain panics. Your brain thinks you're starving. It sends an emergency signal. Find sugar now. This is not a character flaw. This is biology. And until you fix the roller coaster, you will stay trapped in the loop. Now, let me tell you about something most people never connect to their sweet tooth: inflammation. I want you to picture this. Inflammation is like a small hidden fire burning inside your body. You can't see it. You can't feel it at first, but it's there, and it's feeding on sugar. Here's the surprising part. Sugar doesn't just cause inflammation. Inflammation causes sugar cravings. Let me say that again because this changes everything. When your body is inflamed, whether from stress, poor sleep, processed foods, or even that one glass of wine every night, your cells become resistant to insulin. This is called insulin resistance. It's like your cells have earplugs in. Insulin is knocking, but they can't hear it. So glucose stays in your blood. Your cells are starving for energy, and your brain gets the message: we need fuel. Send sugar. The fire makes you crave the very thing that feeds the fire. Most people get this wrong. They think they need to eat less and move more, but if you have inflammation, eating less just makes your body panic harder. You feel tired, foggy, irritable, and absolutely obsessed with the cookie jar. So how do you put out the fire? Before we get to the oil, and I promise we're getting there, I need to talk about your gut. Most people think the gut is just a food tube. It's not. Your gut is a second brain. Literally. It's called the enteric nervous system, and it has over 100 million nerve cells. But here's what matters for your cravings. Your gut is home to trillions of bacteria. Some are good, some are bad. And the bad ones? They love sugar. In fact, certain harmful bacteria and yeast like Candida actually send chemical signals to your brain demanding more sugar. They are hijacking your thoughts. When you crave chocolate at 10 p.m., it might not be you craving it. It might be the bacteria inside you throwing a tantrum because they want to be fed. The surprising part is this. In just 48 to 72 hours of cutting off their sugar supply, these bacteria start to die off. Their voices get quieter, and your cravings get softer. This is why the first 3 days of any sugar reset are the hardest. You're not just fighting a habit. You're fighting an army of microbes that has been running the show. But here's the good news. You don't need willpower to win. You need a strategy. In this video, I'm going to walk you through 6 key insights that will change how you see sugar forever. Why your brain is addicted to the sugar dopamine hit, and how to rewire it. How inflammation acts like a hidden fire that forces you to crave sweets. The gut-brain connection. Why your microbiome is controlling your appetite. The surprising role of healthy fats in killing cravings. The one oil that acts like a craving off switch, and exactly how to use it. The 21-day reset protocol, what to eat, when to eat it, and the common mistakes that ruin everything. Stick around for all 6 because they build on each other. Miss one and the whole system falls apart. Let's talk about your brain's reward system. Sugar is one of the few substances that hits the dopamine pathway harder than almost any natural food. Dopamine is the motivation molecule. It's the same chemical released when you win money, fall in love, or use certain drugs. Here's the problem: your brain is smart. It adapts. When you hit the dopamine button too often with sugar, your brain starts to downregulate. It removes dopamine receptors. It says, okay, we're getting too much of this. Let's turn down the volume. So what happens? The same cookie that gave you a rush last month now barely moves the needle. You need 2 cookies, then 3, then a whole sleeve. This is not emotional eating. This is neurochemical tolerance. Most people get this wrong. They blame themselves for being weak around dessert. But if your dopamine receptors are downregulated, you are literally working with a handicapped reward system. You need more sugar just to feel normal. The reset we're going to talk about today doesn't just remove sugar. It restores your dopamine sensitivity, and that is a completely different game. We already talked about inflammation as a hidden fire. Now let's talk about how it connects to your gut and why that matters for your 21-day plan. When your gut lining is irritated by processed foods, stress, or sugar itself, it can become leaky. This means tiny food particles and toxins slip through into your bloodstream. Your immune system sees them as invaders and launches an attack. That attack is more inflammation, more fire. And remember, inflammation creates insulin resistance. Insulin resistance creates blood sugar crashes. Blood sugar crashes create cravings. So you see the loop? Sugar to leaky gut to inflammation to insulin resistance to sugar cravings to more sugar. Most people try to break this loop by eating less sugar. But if your gut is still leaky and inflamed, even a small amount of sugar can keep the whole machine running. This is why the 21-day reset isn't just about cutting sugar. It's about healing the gut lining, cooling the inflammation, and restoring insulin sensitivity, all at the same time. Here's what most people don't realize. You can start cooling this fire in as little as 7 days with the right foods. But you have to do it in the right order. Now we're getting to the part that most diet advice gets completely backwards. For decades, we were told fat is the enemy, low-fat everything, fat-free yogurt, skim milk. But here's the surprising part. Healthy fat is the single best tool for stopping sugar cravings. Why? Because fat doesn't spike your blood sugar. It doesn't trigger insulin. It burns slow and steady like a log on a fire instead of a newspaper. When you eat enough healthy fat, avocados, nuts, olive oil, coconut, your brain gets the signal. We are safe. We have fuel. We don't need to panic. Your blood sugar stays stable. Your insulin stays low, and the craving alarm never goes off. But here's where it gets interesting. Not all fats are equal. Some fats just provide energy, but one specific fat does something else entirely. It actually helps repair the gut lining. It reduces inflammation. It even helps your brain produce ketones, an alternative fuel that naturally suppresses appetite. And yes, it's an oil. Most people have this oil in their kitchen right now and have no idea what it can do. Okay, we've arrived. The oil I'm talking about is extra virgin coconut oil. Now I know what some of you are thinking. Isn't coconut oil full of saturated fat? Didn't some study say it's bad for your heart? Here's the surprising part. That controversy was based on outdated research that lumped all saturated fats together. But the fat in coconut oil, specifically medium-chain triglycerides, or MCTs, is metabolized completely differently than the fat in a cheeseburger. MCTs go straight from your digestive system to your liver. They are converted into ketones within minutes. And ketones? Ketones are like a dimmer switch for your appetite. When your brain has ketones available, it doesn't scream for glucose. It feels satisfied. The craving signal gets quieter. And this happens fast, sometimes within 30 to 60 minutes of consuming coconut oil. But that's not all. Coconut oil contains something called lauric acid. Lauric acid has powerful anti-inflammatory and antimicrobial properties. It helps kill off the sugar-loving bacteria and yeast in your gut we talked about earlier. It supports the healing of your gut lining, and it helps cool that internal fire. This is why coconut oil isn't just a healthy fat. It's a craving off switch. Let me give you the exact daily usage because most people get this wrong. How much? Start with 1 teaspoon per day for the first 3 days. If your stomach handles it well, and for most people it does, bump it up to 1 to 2 tablespoons per day by day 7. When to take it? The most powerful time is 20 to 30 minutes before a meal, especially a meal that might include carbohydrates. This helps stabilize your blood sugar response and reduces the insulin spike. Another great time is mid-afternoon, when cravings usually hit hardest. Instead of reaching for a candy bar, take a teaspoon of coconut oil. Many of my patients report that their 3 p.m. craving simply vanishes. How to take it? You can eat it straight off a spoon. You can stir it into herbal tea. You can blend it into black coffee. This is sometimes called bulletproof coffee, or add it to a smoothie using refined coconut oil. Refined coconut oil is processed with chemicals and heat. It loses the lauric acid and MCT benefits. You want extra virgin, cold-pressed, unrefined coconut oil. It should smell like coconut, taking too much too fast. Coconut oil is powerful. If you jump straight to 3 tablespoons, you might get an upset stomach. Start low, go slow. Thinking coconut oil is a magic bullet while still eating a pint of ice cream every night. It helps. It suppresses cravings, but it works best when paired with the full 21-day reset. Now let's put it all together. Here is your 21-day roadmap. Days 1 to 3, the withdrawal phase. This is the hardest part. Your gut bacteria are screaming. Your dopamine is low. You might feel irritable, tired, or headachy. This is normal. This is detox. Your job is simple. Eliminate added sugar and refined carbs. No soda, no candy, no white bread, no pasta. Focus on protein, vegetables, and healthy fats, including your coconut oil. Drink more water than usual. Your body is flushing toxins. Days 4 to 7, the stabilization phase. Something shifts around day 4 or 5. The headaches fade. Your energy starts to even out. Your sleep gets deeper. This is when your insulin sensitivity begins to improve. Your blood sugar roller coaster starts to flatten. And the coconut oil? It's now actively producing ketones and keeping your brain calm. Days 8 to 14, the healing phase. Your gut lining is repairing. The bad bacteria are losing their grip. Your dopamine receptors are regenerating, meaning you start to feel pleasure from simple things again. A walk, a conversation. You don't need a sugar bomb to feel good. This is where people say, I walked past the bakery and didn't even want to go in. Days 15 to 21, the reset phase. By now, your metabolism has shifted. Your body is better at burning fat for fuel. Your cravings are minimal or gone. You have a new normal. And here's the beautiful part. After 21 days, your taste buds actually change. Fruit tastes sweeter. A square of dark chocolate feels indulgent. You have recalibrated your entire system. Let me quickly clear up some myths, because I don't want you to get derailed. You need sugar for energy. Fact, your body can run beautifully on fat and ketones. In fact, your brain prefers ketones during long periods of focus. Sugar is a fast but dirty fuel. Natural sugar is totally fine. Fact. Honey, maple syrup, and agave still spike insulin and feed bad gut bacteria. They are less bad, but during the 21-day reset, all added sweeteners should go. If I crave sugar, my body must need it. Fact, craving is a signal of imbalance, not deficiency. You don't crave cigarettes because your body needs nicotine. Same with sugar. Coconut oil will make me gain weight. Fact, studies show that MCTs can actually increase satiety and slightly boost metabolic rate. When used to replace other fats, not added on top of a bad diet, coconut oil supports weight balance. Let me tell you something I've seen in hundreds of patients. The people who succeed at this reset aren't the ones with the most willpower. They're the ones who finally understood that their cravings weren't their fault. They stopped fighting themselves and started working with their biology. You are not weak. You are not lazy. You are not lacking discipline. You were fighting a war with the wrong weapons, but now you have the right ones. You understand the dopamine trap. You understand the inflammation fire. You understand the gut-brain highway. And you have coconut oil, a simple, natural tool that flips the craving switch to off. 21 days from now, you could be a different person. Clearer mind. Steadier energy. Deeper sleep. Freedom from the 3 p.m. crash. Freedom from the guilt. Freedom from the loop. Most people will watch this video, feel inspired for 5 minutes, and then go back to their old habits. Don't be most people. Write reset in the comments if you're committing to the 21 days. I want to see who is serious. If this video helped you understand your body in a new way, hit that like button. Subscribe for more videos where I break down the real science behind health in plain English. And share this with someone who is trapped in the sugar loop. They need to see it. You have one body, one brain, one life without constant cravings. And it's closer than you think. I'm Dr. Leonid Kim. Take care of your health.